Recording lasted all of November last year. It was 2010. I remember that because I started on November 1st and finished it on 31st. So it kind of took a whole month to do the basic tracks. And I started it off alone, just me and guitar and a vocal. And Kirsten came, she sang her harmonies. Rob came, he played the pedal steel, he played cello on one track. And I did a lot of stuff because I wanted to invite other people, but I'm a guitarist also. So before I, call anyone else, I'm going to try what I can do myself this time. So I played all of the guitars, and I thought, it sounds pretty credible. I think I don't have to call anyone for this. I thought of calling a keyboard player, and I thought before I do, I'm going to try my own old piano, and I played it. And I thought, this is what I would ask someone else to play. So I think, this should do it. And the same goes for the bass. I used to be a bass player years and years ago. And I just have a bass and I play it and I think, this will do. And so I ended up playing all the instruments alone, and except for Rob, who did a lovely part on his pedal steel guitar, which gives it that extra atmosphere, I think. Yeah, I did more on my own now than I ever did. And I always like to interact. I always like to interact on the spot, to have the live interaction that brings something to the recording that you don't get otherwise. But this time, I don't know, I had to really I went into the studio, I thought, I'm going to try these songs, and I had my regular guitar that I play everything on. I just sat down and recorded, and I thought, I know this too well. I need to find something special here. I need to reinvent myself in a certain way to inspire myself, basically. And I have these old instruments around me that really triggered a kind of sound and a little. I got this little guitar this is one I've had for years, and it's always been kind of my travel guitar. It's from the year I was born. It's pretty old, although. And it's a small one, and I just had a special way of miking it and using a line on it, like it comes from 2 channels in recording. Kind of filled out the whole spectrum, wonderful, and the voice stood in the middle. Recorded the vocal also on an old mic that I got recently. I'm very happy with this old Neumann mic. It's all basically 50s stuff. It's old stuff, but you can't beat it with the new stuff. It's got a special crisp sound to it, and I loved it. So it kind of triggered myself alone to sit there with that guitar and do those songs the way I felt them, the way I meant them, and the way I wrote them. Yeah, I recorded all of it myself as well. This is like, it's due to probably a big ego and a small budget. Well, some songs, they have a kind of layered meaning to them. Like on more levels, there is a kind of, understanding to it. I always like it when a lyric has a kind of dimension that it can be alive. It could be just a little rhyme that people sing or whatever. It could mean something. It could mean something else. It could have several meanings, and it's up to the listener to make it what they feel it is. Slipping Past is to me is like, I don't know, I didn't think about that one at all. It just came and I left it the way it was. The thing was that there was a groove from that guitar, and it kind of drove with a rock and roll feel. It drove all the way through, and the lyric, I don't know, it's all these things about life going so fast, it goes faster and faster all the time for me. And I used to have loads of time when I was young, and that's gone, that feeling of, unlimited space and time around you. It's like every day is too short. And so basically that's what that's about. Also the madness and the everybody's wound up and it's crazy. And well, I think life kind of takes you where it does, and you live through all your phases, all your emotions, all the things happening, and they can be, stormy. And how that affects you is, that emotionally when it happens, but you don't know how you come out. You cannot compare yourself to 3 years ago, 4 years, 5 years ago. I mean, it's like, that's better for someone else to judge, maybe. The way I feel it internally is that I've come closer to myself. So hopefully closer to expressing myself. I was thinking I was going to do drums, I was going to do whatever the songs asked for, but I ended up not using drums. It was just some percussion, and it was all coming one after another, so you could control the sound. So the sound stayed very crisp and clean and very close. It's very hi-fi, but it is old-timey. And the same way, is the same thing applies to the songs, I think. I've been thinking about reinventing what it is I do. And the more I try reinventing myself, the more traditional vibe I get. It's like, so it's kind of old-timey music, but it's definitely here now.